Certainly the strangest, I think, yeah. We had a great lead going, almost a straightaway lead when it started raining, so we were wishing it would just, maybe the rain would stop and we can go back to green, because we had done 2 restarts prior to that and gapped those guys by almost a straightaway. So I'm not really sure why they're, complaining that much about it when, I think we should have just never had a restart. I mean, it was still raining, unfortunately. We were, the guys in race control, I'm sure, were desperate to get it green for not only the fans at home, but for the fans here. They certainly deserved a green finish, but when it's raining, you can't race on ovals, unfortunately. So it was tough. I really didn't know what was going on, and as I hit the gas and the wheels were spinning, I heard in my ears, the wrecking behind you, caution, before I even got to start-finish line. So very interesting set of circumstances there.
We should mention Ryan Hunter-Reay is the 7th different race winner in the IZOD IndyCar Series in 2011, and it's the 3rd for the Andretti Autosports team. We'll go ahead and open up for questions. Over here with Mike.
Hey, Ryan, Mike Vega, Boston Globe, congratulations.
Thanks.
You said it was a strange day. Did it seem that way from the get-go when they had to move up the start and you guys are kind of racing against the weather? And were you concerned that, it would just be a race to 113?
Yeah, after 3 beautiful days here, the absolutely gorgeous days, that we knew the weather was coming today, and they moved the start up, and we figured that we were going to probably race to halfway, so we were just had our heads down trying to get as much of a gap as we could to that halfway point. But short track racing tends to be a little crazier than most. The guys, drivers get heated, things happen because you're in close quarters, and unfortunate to see Dario and Takuma Sato there get together. I didn't expect that, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes that's racing, and sometimes it happens on short tracks. So our car was just so good in traffic, and that's how I was able to put the big gaps on Oriol Servia and Scott behind him. So certainly had a great car, and on that side of it, between Oriol, Scott, and I absolutely feel like we deserve that. We deserve that win. So it was really good. I just wish it went green to the end. I wish I didn't have to be explaining what race control was thinking when they were restarting the race, but hey.
We're going to go with Patrick and then over here to Bruce.
You've had quite the up-down, very strange year. Indy was obviously strange circumstances. Now you have to come in here and do the strange circumstances for this one. You just want things to calm down?
What's that?
You want things to calm down a little
Absolutely,
bit?
but hey, I'm in here talking to you about a win, right? And that's a good thing. I'm not complaining, Could be talking to you like, those guys on the restart that when it was wet that crashed, It's a really good thing we didn't make it down to turn 1 because everybody would have crashed. But yeah, I would definitely like things to be a little bit more straightforward, especially with a win. When you have a good car and you work really hard on it, and then you put those gaps on, you pull out a lead, and you just want to go head-to-head with the guys because there's a great bunch of drivers in this series, and the competition's as tight as it's ever been. And when you win, you want to win heads up.
Bruce?
Certainly not taking anything away from your win, but I know there's been times in the last couple of years where officiating's kind of come down on the wrong side of you. All that went on today, do you feel that in a way, though, that kind of tarnishes a little bit what your accomplishment was?
I mean, yeah, because of the rain and everything? Well, the rain. Or because Oriol Servia led for 20 feet, according to him?
All that. Just the fact that we're spending more time talking about officiating than you're...
Yeah, I mean, race control decided that they should have called a start, and they went, unfortunately, the biggest problem with that is that we crashed a couple cars, right? I'm lucky I wasn't one of them, but I couldn't even put the power down in second or third gear. It was that wet. So, yeah, it's unfortunate that we're sitting here explaining that, but it rained on an oval. We were 5 laps from the end, and I don't know. It's like, and I don't know why when it's wet, that Servia, yeah, like I said, he led for 20 feet or something like that. The rule in IndyCar, just so you know, on starts and restarts, is the leader has to reach the start-finish line first. That's a rule. There's another rule too. Guy behind the leader can't come out of line behind the leader until he gets to start-finish line. Both those things happen, so I don't know. There's a lot of rule stuff going in there. All I know is that we won, and I'm happy about it.
What were you thinking during the race?
you know, when we had that comfortable lead and then it went yellow, that's when I was like, oh, come on, please, just let us race. But I didn't know what was going to go on. When they go red with 5 laps to go, they've got a pretty strong intention of probably going green again because we're 5 laps from the end. It's pretty easy just to parade around for a couple more and go checkered. I would love to have gone back racing again if it was dry, you know. But we can't race the race an oval in the rain, unfortunately. So it was definitely a roller coaster there, and I was pretty angry that we were going green when it was still raining. I mean, you could see it on the visor; it was just pulling down, and I'm warming up the tires, almost losing the car, just warming up the tires. So just glad we didn't make it down to turn 1. But I think until that point, it was probably a pretty good show. I mean, the racing in the car was so difficult with the traffic. You know, you had to time it just perfect, and it was a lot of fun. This track is a lot of fun. If I had it my way, we'd be coming back here for many years to come. Hopefully that's the case.